From being a fierce fighter who doesn't take disrespect from anyone to one that has often put opponents in his place, there are quite a few reasons why people tend to dislike Justin Gaethje. But let's start with a small introduction for the fearsome fighter. He's the man with the perfect haircut and a devastatingly handsome smile. This Arizona native is a mixed martial arts fighter who's known for his ferocious fighting style and his never-back-down attitude. A former Division I All-American wrestler, he's got knockout power in both hands. And trust me when I say that it's enough to make even the toughest guys on the block quiver in their boots. But don't let his tough guy exterior fool you. Justin's got a heart of gold, and he's a true ambassador for the sport of MMA. He's always willing to give back to his community, and he's a role model for young fighters all around the world.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, anytime you get here, start getting this close to a fight, you know, the intensity of all the workouts,
It's fair to say that the fighter is both loved and hated by many, and a lot of this can be traced back to some of his iconic fights over the course of his career, like his fight against Michael Johnson at UFC TUF 25. Justin Gaethje's arrival in the UFC was like a bolt of lightning hitting the octagon. This guy was a force to be reckoned with, and he proved it in his very first fight against Michael.
Declaring the winner by TKO, Justin the Highlight Gaethje.
Now, Johnson was no slouch himself. He had a solid record with some impressive wins under his belt, including a devastating knockout of Dustin Poirier. But when he stepped into the cage with Gaethje, he knew he was in for a fight. The two fighters came out swinging like a couple of wild animals, throwing bombs and trying to take each other's heads off. Johnson landed some heavy shots that had Gaethje wobbling, but the Coloradan didn't back down. Instead, he started chopping away at Johnson's legs with brutal kicks that left the St. Louis fighter struggling to stay on his feet. Despite taking some heavy shots from Johnson, Gaethje never lost his composure. He kept firing back with his trademark uppercuts and knees. In the second round, Gaethje landed a huge knee that rocked Johnson and followed it up with a barrage of strikes that left his opponent slumped against the cage. At that point, it was clear that the fight was over. Referee John McCarthy stepped in and raised Gaethje's hand in victory, and the crowd erupted in cheers. Gaethje had made a statement with his UFC debut. He was a fighter to be feared and respected, and he had just put the lightweight division on notice. Though such a start by itself can bring you tons of criticism. Still, Justin didn't stop himself from bringing the heat.
You cannot break me, I promise you. Drop me all you want. You better put me to sleep, or else I'm coming for your head, coming for your legs, coming for your body. Who is next?
Especially in his match against Dustin Poirier. The two warriors lived up to the hype, delivering an epic fight that ended with Poirier smashing Gaethje to a pulp in the fourth round. From the get-go, both fighters came out swinging like their lives depended on it. Gaethje focused on crushing Poirier's calves with his killer kicks, while the Diamond aimed for his opponent's noggin. The action was so fast and furious that even Vin Diesel would have been impressed. In round 2, there was a brief pause in the carnage due to an accidental eye poke from Gaethje, but as soon as they resumed, the bloodbath continued. Despite Gaethje's impressive gas tank, Poirier got the better of him in the third round, cutting him above the eye and dazing him with a massive right hook. In the championship rounds, Poirier was fired up and ready to go, unleashing a devastating left hook that sent Gaethje reeling. The Diamond smelled blood and went in for the kill, unleashing a barrage of blows that left Gaethje stumbling around the ring like a drunkard. Referee Herb Dean stepped in to save Gaethje from further punishment, declaring Poirier the victor.
Declaring the winner by TKO, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
And this next fight is just as iconic. It's his fight against James Vick. These two were exchanging barbs left, right, and center. Gaethje had made it abundantly clear that Vick was nowhere near his level, and that the Texan would involuntarily pay for his trash-talking on Saturday night. The opening frame started off with a cautious chess match, with both fighters testing each other with a handful of punches and kicks. The caution was short-lived, though, as a minute into the fight, Gaethje's right hand found a home on Vick's face. The Texan crumbled to the canvas in a heap, while Gaethje performed his rehearsed backflip off the walls of the cage. Now, let's talk about Justin for a second. This guy was returning to the cage with 2 blemishes on his fight card, and he was hungry for a win. He wanted to make a statement, and he did just that.
Your winner by way of knockout, Justin the Highlight Gaethje.
He didn't just beat James Vick, he put him in his place. As for Vick, well, he had squandered a main assignment against a top competitor and a fan favorite. Let's just say that he's now back in the realms of obscurity. It's like he got sent to the Shadow Realm, but instead of cards and monsters, it was just Justin Gaethje punching him in the face. So of course, fans of the guy found another reason to hate on Justin. Plus, there's another fight worth mentioning, and that's Justin's fight against Tony Ferguson. Justin Gaethje put on a striking masterclass in Florida, making critics of the pandemic-era fights eat their words. He was up against Tony, a man with a 12-fight winning streak and a reputation for being tough as nails. But Gaethje wasn't intimidated, having already KO'd James Vick, Edson Barboza, and Donald Cerrone.
Cerrone takes a knee and he's taking more punishment. He's hurt back. Holy smoke, Justin Gaethje has some power.
The fight started slow, but Gaethje soon got impatient and started testing Ferguson's chin with some right hands. Ferguson weathered the storm, but Gaethje's venomous leg kicks were a problem. Despite some moments of offense from Ferguson, it was mostly Gaethje dishing out punishment, molding Ferguson's face like clay. In the fourth round, Ferguson's iron chin started to crack, and Gaethje saw his chance. He refused to hold back, and soon, Ferguson's legs were giving out. Gaethje landed a huge right hand that seemed to undo Ferguson's durability and heart. The final round was more of the same, and when Herb Dean finally stopped the fight, Ferguson was left shaking his head in disbelief.
Man, it's been a long camp, I'll be real. We've been preparing since November. Obviously, the 18th didn't follow through with Khabib. Obviously, Justin was the only one that wanted to sign on the dotted line.
Gaethje had done it again, proving he was the highlight of the night. Nothing out of the ordinary, though, am I right?
I knew I was a killer stepping in here. I'm good, bro.
I'm sure you knew you were a killer. But you also knew Tony Ferguson.
No better drug on earth. Adrenaline coursing through my veins.
But there's one more fight that gets him both tons of love and hate, and it's when he went up against Michael Chandler at UFC 268. The highly anticipated match between Justin and Michael was nothing short of incredible. Dana White's decision to open the main card with this lightweight showdown proved to be a wise choice. Let's just say that the two warriors delivered fireworks in the cage. In the first round, both fighters came out swinging, throwing bombs at each other. Chandler, known for his chopping leg kicks, attempted to dismantle Gaethje early on with his favorite weapon. While Chandler managed to land some powerful shots, Gaethje weathered the storm and finished the round strong with leg kicks that wore Chandler down. The second round was just as exciting, with Gaethje landing a perfectly directed uppercut that left Chandler immobilized on the canvas. But you have to give it to Chandler, because he refused to give up and managed to recover from the devastating shot. The third round was a brutal display of both fighters' skills, as they fought tooth and nail until the final bell. Chandler, clearly down on the judges' scorecards, continued to fire shots at Gaethje's torso, while Gaethje relied on his leg kicks to maintain his lead.
I love you, bro. Oh, yeah.
Despite Chandler's valiant effort to mount a comeback, it was ultimately Gaethje's night, as he emerged victorious with a unanimous decision victory. Both fighters left everything in the cage, displaying heart, determination, and an unwavering fighting spirit. But those are all the reasons why people hate Justin Gaethje.